Good evening, good evening, good evening, and welcome to another dope episode of the Fat Girl Chronicles, where we get all up in your business and discuss the topics that matter to us most each and every Tuesday, which we lovingly call Fat Tuesday, right here on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and now we are on Twitch. And I live for one quick second. Now we're live on Instagram. And we want to thank you all for tuning in tonight. Tonight's topic of conversation is building Black wealth, the power of Black entrepreneurship and generational prosperity. Okay. We got a lot to talk about. This concludes like our Black History Month conversations. And with everything that's going on in the world, we needed to have this conversation as well. So, I want to thank you all for tuning in. It is me and the empty circles on the thing. Okay, there we go. We got some faces. We got some faces. We got Doc J and none other than Haitian boy Moses in this thing with us tonight. Oh, Lord, he pulling up. So that means it's going to be a hell of a night. It's going to be a hell of a night.
You know how we do it over on this side.
He has his adult apple juice, and ain't no telling what Moses got in his cup. So, tonight, ooh, these glasses is really trying to force me to see. We're going to get into this conversation, guys. First of all, before we do that, how are you guys tonight?
I'm maintaining. That's all I can say.
What's with the dry ass energy? Like, pick it up. You know? Go back out and come back in. I think your network is messed up or something. Go back out and come back in, because I don't know what's going on. But
yeah, we in and off Black History Month with a bang. I even got my Black Men Smile. You probably can't see it. Black Men Smile shirt. It's been a rough one. But we here.
We are.
We
are. And so one of the things I'm going to do before we get really deep into this conversation, I don't know what these glasses is doing, but let me take them off before I fall off the chair. God damn. Between those glasses and my other glasses, those glasses made me feel like I got the wrong prescription or something. But I want to do an appreciation post for none other than the beautiful Roberta Flack. I want to take a moment to honor a woman whose voice has a voice that soothes the soul. Lyrics that tell stories of love, longing, and life. Roberta Flack is a musical icon whose artistry has left an indelible mark on the world of music. With the sound that blends soul, jazz, and R&B, she has given us timeless classics like The First Time Ever I Saw Your Face. Killing Me Softly with his song and Feel Like Making Love, okay? Her music is more than just sound. It's an experience, a journey into deep emotions and storytelling, whether she's behind the piano or captivating an audience with her velvety vocals. Roberta Flack's artistry is pure magic, okay? Her ability to blend tenderness with power, vulnerability with strength, has made her a trailblazer in the industry. She has inspired generations of musicians and continues to be celebrated for her contributions to music and culture. Let's take a moment to honor and appreciate the legend, none other than Miss Roberta Flack, okay? And I just want to kind of give a little bit. I literally have been playing this album right here nonstop for the last couple of weeks. And my feelings are hurt because I absolutely have several Roberta Flack albums. I have this one. I have one she did with Donny Hathaway. And then I also have an album. I do believe it's her, Nina Simone, and another artist all together on this album. And so to see that she passed away, it was really heart-wrenching. But also, I'm like, damn, I was really grooving to her lately. And so maybe that was a sign to appreciate people while they are here, okay?
Didn't even
Appreciate
know.
love
That's
on
why
the
I put
people that you got while they are
my
here.
avatar photo up. That's why I put it up right there. I saw that yesterday too.
Yeah.
Okay.
And she was absolutely a beautiful woman, beautiful soul, beautiful music, and a beautiful voice. So we want to send our love and prayers to her family and to all of those who truly, truly enjoyed and loved her music. Um, yeah, I just want to say, like, if y'all don't know anything about her music or don't really listen or haven't listened to like the originals of her music, go listen. Especially go listen to Feel Like Making Love. That's one of those that kind of put you in a relaxed ass mood, but it also make you feel like making love, you know? Feel like, I have you want to feel like you want to be, shimmy your shoulders a little bit. So, and we want to thank everybody for tuning in on Instagram. We got Shaniqua, Everybody Can't Go, and Rhonda on the Rocks. Hi, ladies. We want to thank y'all for tuning in. But we're gonna get into this conversation. Y'all ready for this?
Talk about it, be
Y'all
about
ready
it.
for this? Sorry.
Let me
Y'all know,
top off
y'all
real
know how
quick.
music hits my ear.
Top off.
But tonight we are talking about Black wealth, okay? We finna talk about it. We are going to talk about it in all the ways, okay? And one of them being, let me pull up my notes because I'm ready. I got all kind of notes for this conversation, okay? So, I don't know if y'all know the statistics on Black spending power versus how long the Black dollar stays in our communities. Do y'all know?
I know it don't stay in it don't stay in the community long.
Yeah, yeah.
That
I
I
So
don't
do.
what's
know
not
the
long?
statistics.
I don't even think it spends more than a day.
Well, and then define the black community. What are the boundaries? What are the barriers? Do you mean salons, barbershops, soul food restaurants? You know,
Black dollars. How long they circulate in our community? The Black community.
It don't. It don't circulate for too long. It don't.
So we want to talk
I,
about what not long looks like. Not long looks like 6 hours
but dang,
in
that's
our
not even a
community.
whole shift.
that's what I'm talking about.
It did
I know
not.
it don't.
Yeah,
The Black spending power in the U.S. has been steadily increasing,
Preteen. Yep.
reaching approximately, wait for it, wait a little longer, $1.8 trillion in recent years. Okay. However, despite the fact that we have this large influence on economy and all of those kind of things, Black dollars only circulate in our community for a very, very short time, which is 6 hours before being spent somewhere else. Okay. Comparing that to other communities, Asian communities, their money circulates for about 30 days.
Mm-hmm.
Jewish communities, about 20 days.
Mm-hmm.
White communities, about 17 days or so.
Yep.
We, as a community, our dollars do not even circulate in our community for a whole 24 hours.
Facts.
Okay. The overflow or the outflow of our dollars is due to several factors, and I'll give them all to you. Limited Black-owned businesses. Okay. We have very few options within our own communities to patronize our own businesses. A lot of businesses within our communities are owned by non-Black people. Two, consumer habits and accessibility. Many, I don't say a few, it says many Black consumers shop at larger corporations that are more accessible, like your Walmarts, your Targets, your Sam's Clubs, and all of those kind of things. One, because a lot of those stores place themselves in Black communities for that reason. A lot of Black communities are built around food deserts where we lack the accessibility to basic needs, basic things that we need on a regular basis. Um, and then three, historical and systemic barriers. Redlining, lack of business funding, and economic discrimination have made it harder for Black-owned businesses to thrive. Okay? But I'm going to give us some tips. And then we're going to further get into this conversation about our dollar, where it's circulating, where it's going, and why it's going the direction that it's going. But a few pointers to keep the Black dollars in our community. Support Black-owned businesses. Okay? Buy Black in every possible way that you can. From skincare to if you have local farmers, if you have local beauty supply stores that are Black owned, because we know that most of those stores are located in the Asian, they are owned by the Asian community. But if you do find a Black owned beauty supply store in your neighborhood, patronize it. But even online brands and online stores, make sure you are shopping Black owned. Find a Black owned financial institution. And that's my goal this week, is to find me a Black owned financial institution. All right. Invest in Black entrepreneurship, crowdfund, invest or mentor Black businesses or Black business owners. And then financial literacy and group economics. Encourage wealth building strategies like cooperative economics and community investments. And if you've never heard of cooperative economics, that lets me know that you are not paying attention during Kwanzaa, because that is one of the key principles of Kwanzaa. All right. So we've got work to do. Okay.
We got work. Okay,
So I got an idea.
Shoot.
You mentioned Chinese or Asian. What if we as Black folks open up our own Chinese food restaurant? Would that still be considered Chinese food?
Say that again.
Would that still be considered Chinese food if we as Black folks open up our own Chinese food restaurant?
Yeah.
Because you know they put a lot of Chinese food places
In the hood.
in the hoods next to nail shops and different things like that, or next to a Walmart, like you said. Um, I don't know. It's somebody done hit it. Somebody done hit it and hit the nail right on the head. Could we take advantage of what's already been done? Yes, I did, Ella. Yes, I did. Yes, I went there. I said it. It had to be said.
I do think it would be Asian inspired. I feel like that's what it would be. And it wouldn't necessarily be Chinese food, because I believe Chinese food, the concept of it is more so thinking, that it's from Chinese people.
But
But
the
also,
Chinese
I was
food
going to
place in
say,
my house, the ones
huh?
back there is Mexicans cooking the food. They not
At
Chinese.
the Chinese restaurant?
A Chinese
Um,
restaurant.
Oh.
actually, in Philly, there's 2 Black-owned Chinese restaurant owners. There's 2. They
Oh.
There's one guy who's actually, I will forward you his information. He's actually starting to spread it across all of Philadelphia. Like he has like 4 locations already. He's called Halal Fusion, and he cooks like Chinese cuisine.
Mm.
So some people are picking up on it, and some people are making something of it, and they are growing fast. People are, frequently. I frequent before I left, I was one of the patrons, of course, and like I said, I'm not going to talk about his customer service. His customer service was great. The price was good, so I'm not going to really knock it. The other one was called Black Dragon. Of course, you see, they even using the type of name that they would use, Panda,
Yeah.
whatever. They're using the same things, but they're actually African American owned, African American operated, and it's starting to catch on a little bit. So far, like
They
I
put
said,
a twist
only in
on it though.
Philadelphia I've noticed it.
They put a
Um,
twist because there's a guy in Orlando that
so
I've eaten there
it
several
can be
times.
done. It can be done. It can be done.
Um, there's a guy in Orlando who owns a Korean. It's like Korean and soul food, and he kind of intertwined the two, but it's black owned, I believe, and the food's great. I mean, oh my god, it is great.
You know, the one thing, well, with the type of work that I do, like everything that Leo was talking about, like the American dollar, like it's. I've been working in the banking system for about 4 years now, and I'm not gonna lie, it has floored me. It has floored me, and the banks know what they're doing. They know what they're doing to the point where they will take a hit because it will benefit them in the long run. I've
Small
seen
pain for a necessary gain.
exactly, and they will take a hit. I've been a part of these conversations. I have emails of taking a hit where they'll tell you, no, this cannot be down for this long. I don't care what it costs. Get it back up. Overnight everything, because they will make that money back. So the black money don't stay in the black community for long is so true. It is gone. Like 6 hours is I don't even believe it's in there for 6 hours. It has to be less than that.
That's estimated. That
Yeah,
it's 6 hours.
because how can you really
Yeah.
do much in 6 hours? I mean, because you said for it to be spent and then turned over in 6 hours, that means
Yeah, I think it's fat. And then the funny thing about it is like the black buying power is real. It's real.
yeah,
It's real. Like it doesn't.
And we've seen that. We've
Yeah,
seen
it's
what that
real.
looks like already with us pulling
Yeah,
our
yeah.
dollars from Target. You know what I'm saying? And one of the discussions has been like, why is Target the big one that everybody is going after? And I think it has been such a thing about Target was because they have made it their business to show that they've supported black owned businesses so much, with all of their initiatives, with everything that they're putting out, all of the ways that they use black creatives in their stores.
this shirt is from Target
Yeah, you know what I'm
that
I
I
saying?
got
was about
last
to say
that I
that.
got
So
that I got last year. Yeah, this
I was
shirt
about
is
to say
from
that.
Target.
I was about to
The
say
Black
because I know
History
I saw it.
section.
I saw that shirt in Target one time.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
No, but it's crazy. It's but here's the thing. We all know that our money goes long. What are we gonna do about it? That's the main question. We know our money goes far. And and I'm guilty of it. What are we going to do about it? How can we
Well,
how can we improve? Like you say shop black. Okay, let's shop black.
Well, and Al Sharpton, I think, put out something either today or yesterday about, I think it was today, um, as far as boycotting, who to boycott and when. There's a
Yeah,
long, long
Ubiquitous Black
list.
sent us the
Oh,
information
you did?
about.
Okay.
Yeah, so we'll post it. But some of the comments were saying Chinese food is Americanized though, because pretty much the stuff that we eat is Americanized, and that Chinese don't even eat all the food on the menu. Uh,
They don't. They don't.
um, Ubiquitous Black says my friend is half Asian and worked on a Chinese restaurant, and the Asians that came in would order off menu things like octopus and stuff. Uh, yeah. And so one of the things, kind of like going back to the conversation in regards to boycotting Target and whatnot, a lot of the reason is because of how they've presented themselves. They literally did a bait and switch, let's get you all in, let's give you all of this feel good stuff, and let's get you all in here revved up because we're supporting you. Yay. And then the minute that they felt the pressure, they pulled all of those things. And people were literally going in Target and seeing how they cleared the aisles of Black hair care products, all of those things, literally putting them on clearance, putting them on clearance, left and right, left and right, left and right. And so I do believe we talked about how much they've lost since they announced their
Yeah. I just checked
thing.
it right on here. They're down 10% in the last 30 days. A little bit under 10%. I think
See?
it's like 9.81% down in stocks. And for that much impact, unless it was that many black folks, I don't think so. To make an impact on the little bit of diversity section that we did have in targets, I don't think we made that big of much of an impact. I think that was as a collective people standing arm to
Even
arm with
still,
blacks.
that says a lot, though. That says a lot
Exactly.
that as
Yeah,
a
exactly.
collective,
Hmm.
we've 10%. That's a lot in 30
Yeah,
days.
right.
10% in 30 days means that a lot more people are aware than what they say. A lot more people are taking action than the narrative that's out there. A lot more of us are choosing to make the shifts. I've made the shift and it hurts, but also you're not finna get on my money. You know what I'm saying? Um, and even though we had the full discussion on who DEI initiatives affect and um who benefits from them most, we still know that we do. We know that we still benefit from those things. And so we have to be sure that we make a stand, like we take a for real stand when it comes to um not spending our black dollars.
To your point though earlier of why Target, so I just looked up Walmart. Walmart is actually up over the last 30 days.
Yeah, because they never did the full on this is how we support, this is and implemented all of those different pieces to show that they support black creatives like Target did.
Mhm.
Walmart was just being Walmart and was like, oh, okay, well, we did some stuff, but we just gonna go ahead and take it away. And when they decided to take it away, people was like, I still gotta go get my food and groceries from somewhere.
Yep. Because
I
that's
still
the
gotta be able to
only
go
type
do
of
my
grocery store
things.
that they have, where there's a neighborhood store or, I mean, down here we have a place called Publix and, when Dixie's are fading away and we have all these sprinkled in here and there. But what else do you have? You have Target, you have a super center or whatever they're called, superstore. Then you have Walmart super centers. And so in those smaller towns that may not even have a Target, they got Walmart.
I was gonna say most places have Walmart. Hey Fuji La, hey my honeybee. She
That
said
is true.
because we supported Target so bad, now they like F us. That's messed up. And it's true. Um, Walmart also cornered the market of small towns. They
Yeah,
absolutely
yeah.
did. Um, like I know you can go in those smaller areas, in those smaller towns, and in those areas, there may not be anything else but a Walmart, little shopping, I forgot, neighborhood market. And the other place that I always see in these little small towns, and they are starting to expand into having more grocery like items, are Dollar Generals. But we're
Oh
not gonna
no.
talk about how they
Oh
take.
yeah, yeah,
Oh
yeah.
no, no, we're not gonna talk about them.
Um,
I live in a look. I moved to Atlanta. I moved to Georgia. There's one on every corner.
yeah, because
The
Dollar
big
Generals are
ones.
literally those. It's supposed to be like a general store, and that's where general stores were placed most of the time. They were placed in small towns and smaller areas where people can stop in and get their necessities and things that they needed. So that was the whole point of that. Um,
That thing is all over. Like, they got the big one. Like, they'll have a big one stationed somewhere, and then 2 blocks down they'll put like two small ones.
mm-hmm.
So they're all over the place. They're really all over
um,
the place.
and then even with the Dollar Generals being placed as they are, they also have a lot of systematic things that they need to work on because of their pricing and how they decide to price. And they do the bait and switch as well with their pricing in their stores. So we're not going to, dive into that today, but um, it's a lot of stores where we go to spend our money that we are not appreciated, that we don't get the fullness of our dollars, and also the respect factor for the workers in general, but also Black workers, because most of the time these stores are in areas where we need to go shop. And so the people that work for these large ass companies need to be compensated for that. A lot of times they aren't. A lot of uh, Black people aren't compensated in a lot of different ways. And a lot of times they don't get the compensation because they're Black. So,
Yeah, I'm still waiting on my employee discount. Every time, I still go to Walmart, a place where I have to
still
do
waiting on me.
my my self checkout. I'm like,
For real, okay?
all these aisles y'all got, or lanes y'all got, and I ain't getting no employee discount.
Now they even have it where they have and it pissed me off so bad because I did have to go in there. That's what's local to me. They pissed me off so bad because now they got 4 lanes that's like Instacart and
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I know what you're talking about. What regular people like me can't go in that lane when all the things are green.
oh, it's Instacart and Check and Go.
Yep, that's it.
Scan and
Checking.
Go or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
Um and so that's part of, like, now they've eliminated 4 more lanes for those kind of things. And it's like, bro, this is insane. So we just have to keep taking a look at where we're shopping. Because a lot of times we overlook the smaller little corner grocery stores and things like that simply because we don't believe that they would have those those kind of things that we need as essentials and whatnot. So check out your little bodegas and your little corner stores, your little and one of the places that I like going is the Mexican grocery store. I like going in the Mexican grocery store because they have all the stuff that we need in there: fruits and vegetables, herbs, spices, and sometimes it's even a lot more of the essential things that we need that we can't get out of Walmart or any of those kind of places because it's fresh, it's real. Even their meat markets in the back of some of those stores are like A1. And they're not priced as high either. So, um,
Well, not too many of that down here. I mean, we got a lot of migrant employee, not migrant employees, migrant workers down in where I live at, and they have, I mean, not necessarily flea markets, but what do you call it? Fresh markets where you can kind of go and pick up vegetables and stuff like that. I mean, they're like 6 days a week open, not just on the weekends,
mm-hmm.
but not really an actual store because I mean, people that don't have the means of the income can't get a storefront. They can't open up a brick and mortar. So they got to do it out of either a tent, a cart, side of the road, something. I mean,
A
that's all over
table.
the place
Yep.
down here. Yeah.
We see a lot of those here. Um, they are standing on the highways selling cotton candy, or they are on in little shopping plazas selling the fruit cups and smoothies and all of that kind of stuff. So yeah, it's a big shift. Um, but let's kind of go into talking about we talked about how our dollars circulate, but when we think about how long and how far our dollars circulate, how do we think that the fact that our dollars only circulate in our communities for only 6 hours will affect generational wealth? And that's also for the people in the comments too. How do you think that how long our dollars last in our communities will affect the generational wealth overall? Because we gotta think about that too as we are thinking about
Well,
um
the whole thing about getting generational wealth is you got to set whether I mean, it's one thing to support, but where are you spending that money at? And is it black owned? And is the sustainability of that particular company, whoever owns it, if they're black, how are they setting up and growing with the times? Because that's one thing that I think a lot of stores that don't make it, especially the ones in COVID that didn't make it, is they didn't change with the times. So they always sold the same kind of stuff.
mm,
And as
Mm-hmm.
we, as either black folks or Americans, like, I want something different. Now we're going to go find that somewhere else because you've always sold that particular stuff. Yeah, I know where I can kind of get it if I want to, reminisce and go back to it. But if they're not changing with the times, having the same stuff, that's where we end up migrating somewhere else and they don't stay in the community. So, and that's with, whatever we're trying to cook, new favorite flavors, new restaurants that's come out, new concepts, like we was talking about the Korean and soul food or whatever. So if
mm,
someone that is not us creates something like that and now they have a new concept of something, we want to explore and try that, especially with the Gen Alpha coming out now. They don't want to hear none of that. They're on their phones looking at TikTok. Hey, I went to the restaurant, and then now they're migrating outside of the community. So one, I think it's whatever the business is, you got to change with the times. The couple who I wanted to have on here tonight that couldn't make it, they've evolved from where they started with their black-owned skincare business into they're about to get a storefront locally here where we live at. And so if it's just, well, let's just sell it out of our house, let's sell it out of our garage. Well, at a certain point, online sales are going to dry up. You need to get another means of getting out there in front of the people. So you always have to manipulate and follow the times. So with that, in order to keep those dollars back to the original point in the community, you have to change with the times to attract those black dollars to stay in the community. Now, as far as generational wealth, going back to if I'm a black business person and I own my own business, how am I setting up the next generation? Because I'm not going to be around. And I can kind of look at one thing that comes to mind is the movie Barbershop. Remember how his dad opened up the barbershop and passed it down to him. Well,
mm-hmm.
how do you keep it fresh? And out of all, I think 2 or 3 movies that they had, he kept trying to do something different because what came across the street in Barbershop 2, it was that
Yeah.
big box, barbershop with all the lights, bells, and whistles and dances and all that kind of stuff. So how do you attract people from leaving your spot to go over to that spot? What
Mhm.
can you do differently? He says, you know what? We're gonna have some cookouts. We're gonna have some barbecues, bring the community back. So it's all about changing up your strategy of not doing the same thing over and over and over, year after year after year. And how do you keep those dollars in there? Because we're gonna eventually move out. I mean, people are not buying houses in the same community where you probably grew up 20, 30 years ago. We're
Right.
branching out. So how do you bring people back to the community for the things that you used to love back in the day? But not only that, how are you switching it up to keep them coming back? Word of mouth business. Because if I
Yeah.
can go in there and you going off on me and this, I'm like, yeah, I ain't nah,
Um,
nah. I
and
mean,
that does
customer
play a
service,
part in
everything.
it too, like the
Hmm.
customer service skill set and
Yeah.
the business acumen in general, like how we set up our businesses, how we learn how to do all of the ins and outs of business. Because I am not gonna lie, learning all of that stuff is hard. It's hard.
Hmm.
It is not an easy feat, especially when we have certain uh parts of ourselves that we are trying to navigate and fix and work on and build and grow. And a lot of us, I always say, a lot of us are working to create and build something that we've never seen somebody else do. There's
Yep.
no blueprint out there. So we are literally building it from scratch and scraping and scrapping along the way to figure out how to make it look good, how to make it work, how to put all those little pieces together. So if you do know a Black business owner, give them some grace. Okay? Because we are the worst with our own people.
Yep.
You could have the worst experience at a big box store or at a big restaurant or any of those things, and you'll never say a word.
Especially
You'll
if they send
never
you a
say.
coupon. Send me a BOGO for an entree. I'm right up in there. I'd be like, ma'am, hold on.
But
So,
right. And so, you know, we have an issue. We
yep,
have an issue with a Black owned restaurant or store or boutique or all of those kind of things. And we never go to the owner. We never mention the manager. But also the other thing that we don't do is we don't praise each other enough for when we have a great experience. We
true.
are so quick to talk about that bad experience. And I don't understand. But negativity spreads like wildfire because I have witnessed firsthand how here in Indy, somebody has a bad experience. The people on this end is like, that's my family, that's this, and that's this. And oh, you just a hater. And then they have this whole cluster of people that go on and on and on. And then on this end, it's all the people that go on and on and on about their bad experiences over and over and over and over and over again. And then somewhere in the middle, you see the people who actually work for the business or the
Mhm.
business owner. And then it can go either one of two ways. It will get real fucking messy or it'll get so much better. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I, I haven't seen too many where it's gotten better. But I have
But
seen so many instances of where it has gotten extremely messy for no reason.
you right about the whole grace thing because not all of us. I don't want people in the comments coming at me talking about something. Why it ain't all of us? But some of us expect because I'm in a Black establishment, I'm supporting you. I should get a hookup or I should get an extra French
Entitlement
fry.
issue.
Nah,
Mhm.
That's
nah,
true.
nah, 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 nah. This is a business. At the end of the
That's
day, it's a business. And that's when the negativity, because you ain't gonna do that going into a restaurant saying all that. You're gonna step right in line. What's the wait? Hour and 20 minutes? Oh, okay. Can you text my phone, my table ready? But then let it be 30 minutes in a Black owned restaurant. What's taking so long? Why y'all this and that? I mean, it's just it's that, like you said, sense of entitlement that We black, we supporting you, so you owe us. Nah, we don't owe you nothing. This is a business at the end of the day. So get that out your mindset. And then how can we continue to support each other without thinking like that? Because if the shoe was on the other foot, you would not be saying that going to Chili's.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, as a business owner, I think I have to agree with I have to agree with both of you guys. Sometimes we do have to give black business owners grace, but at the same time, as a black business owner, we should strive for
Yep.
perfection as well.
Yep.
I
Um,
ain't never striving for perfection.
well,
You come
look,
over here looking for perfection,
it
okay?
ain't. Look,
No, I know what he's saying. I know what he's saying.
I'm not saying be
No,
perfect.
I
But
get what you're
you gotta
saying, but
get.
I'm saying
You
if you
gotta
come
put your
over
best
here
foot.
looking for perfection, what
No, but
Jasmine
at least
Crockett just
you.
say in that video about her asking about
No,
family?
but you gotta put your best foot forward. But because my thing is, at
Yeah.
the end of the day, is like, all right, it's already a struggle. You're
Yep.
already at a struggle.
Already
So like
advantage.
now, don't make it any worse. Like barbershops. I'm just gonna throw that out there. You're a black owned business, you're a barbershop. You put up your Google, you put your Google opening, everything. I look it up, you say you open at 9. I get there at 8:45. You don't show up till 9:45. You said you
Ooh.
open at 9. And then not only you walk in and you're not apologetic about it, you're rude.
Yeah.
It's my spot. I do what I want. Like, okay. Like I said, it's just I get from all angles. Like as a black business owner, yeah, we should give our other black business owners some grace. But at the same time, we have to show up ready to work as well.
Mm-hmm.
So
So
let me ask a question in addition to like showing grace. Like when does grace go too far? Like when do you stop extending grace? You know what I'm saying? Like you've extended grace and then you go back and you have another experience, or you're waiting for what your services,
yeah,
you're waiting for your food, you waiting for your clothing, you're waiting for all of these things, you waited on several, or you come back, the customer service wasn't really good the first time, but you came back, it was a little better. When do you stop giving grace?
that's something like that's really a your call though. But like you said, if you go back and it wasn't good the first time, but it got better the next time, all
Yeah.
right, all right, okay, it
And
got better. You can't say
and
nothing. It got better.
if they professionally apologize,
Yeah,
the
and
owner comes out, and that's what I don't care if it's black, Chinese, purple, green, or blue. If the owner comes out, even if they didn't mess up, if the owner comes out, because that gives that unique experience. When I mentioned Chili's, because the Chili's right at my house. I mentioned Chili's, but but the
They know
cook,
your damn name in there, don't they?
yes, they do.
they just open it up. But no, if the cook, I've never seen at a Chili's, Apple, wherever, a cook or chef from the back say, "Hey, how was everything?" But I have been to some black owned businesses and even some non-black owned where it was real personable. And the person, where was I at the other week? I went somewhere, and the either the owner or the chef came out and he was like, "Hey, how was everything?" I'm like, "Why are you hovering over me like that? COVID 2020, get away from me." And then I'm like, "Why are you just you that close?" But then I found out it's the little thing of how was everything. Oh, well, it was good, blah blah blah, this and that. It wasn't just the waiter or the waitress that was checking on us. They actually took the time to come out. So little things like that. Now going back to your story, like the big black said, that sounded personal. But if the owner came out and was like, "Hey, look, want to apologize. We had some issues, family issues last night, or traffic was hit, something like that." I think it's just going that far to correct the negative experience of the outcome. But to answer your question about when does grace stop, I mean, if someplace just open, they're getting into the swing of things. If you've been open 5, 10 years and you got an attitude of, well, hey, we've been here, we ain't closed yet, so somebody's still like, I mean, then I ain't giving you no more grace after that.
No more
That'll
grace.
probably be the
Yeah.
last time you hear from me or see me spending money because I can go take that same, however much it costs, go over there to Chili's and get my trio sampler with the
You live
Southwestern
you live
egg
in
rolls,
Chili's.
the
You live in Chili's.
crispers,
Not
and,
the
and, and some
sampler.
sliders.
No, you live in
Hey, I
Chili's. You
do
know the
it.
menu.
I do
You
it.
know the
Hey,
menu.
I put it in my phone. Be ready in about 25 minutes. But it goes a long way. Like you said, good customer service. At a certain point, you should get into the swing of things where grace should just be done. Like one of my neighbors down the street, they're Hispanic, and they open up a restaurant. But the restaurant is Italian, so may not be your forte. And I went there to help support them. And the what was it? What did I get? I got a meatball sub or something like that. A little bit on the dry side. Could have had a little bit of something extra in there. But I went there to help support them. But you also got to stay in your lane. And that's why I was kind of joking around about, the black owned Chinese food places, how can you appeal? And I know at a certain point, I don't know about up there, but down here, that same Chinese restaurant used to have them crab boil bags. They quickly stopped that. I mean, it was good and everything, but them prices was a little bit too high. So stay in your lane with what you're trying to do.
I mean, I dig that, but the whole grace thing too, like, yeah, I agree with you. After a certain amount of time, something got to be done about it. You just got to cut it off, just move on. Like, okay, I'm good. Thank you.
If I feel like I got to get back there and cook my own food, yeah, grace is out the window. I'm sorry. Hey, just okay. What's the stuff at? All right, with a plate, seasoning right up there. All right, get out the way. If I got to get back there and cook my own food, grace is out the door.
Um,
I'm just asking. But I also agree with you, Moses, when it comes to like those kind of places, like barbershops and beauty shops and things like that. That's why I don't go to beauty shops. I ain't even got enough hair for a beauty shop no more. But when I was going to the barbershop regularly, that would be one of the things. I schedule my time. I'm going because I scheduled this time, and I had to switch because it became, hey, can you come back in 30 minutes? Hey, can you come back in 45 minutes? Hey, can you come back in an hour? Hey, can you come back tomorrow? Tomorrow.
can I be real with you? Can I be real with you? Like, I actually cut off one of the best barbers I've ever had because of that.
Tomorrow.
Just because of that. The man,
I'm really big on not wasting people's time.
exactly. Especially
If
not.
I schedule this time, even with our meetings, what I tell y'all every time, I'm gonna give people a few more minutes because I value your time. I do not like people fucking with my time. If I schedule something, I can give you a little grace that when I walk in there and you say, hey, it's been a little busy today. Can you give me absolutely. I can sit over here and catch up on text messages, emails, fuck around, scroll on Facebook and whatnot. But the other part of that is don't take that for granted that I'm going to be that understanding every time, even if it is busy, because that means you're not doing something that you're supposed to be doing in order to keep up with your own schedule. And most of the time it's because barbers get to doing all of this.
Mm-hmm.
They get to talking and moving and being animated and, all the things. Pick up that goddamn comb and get back to work. Yeah. So it's a lot of different things that that factor into that.
I hate that. I hate that.
She said, or because you have been a client for years, they asked if you mind waiting until they fix up someone real quick who just walked in.
Nah.
Listen, yes, I do mind.
Nah. It say walk-ins on the door, but I got an apartment.
Cause what?
1:15. My son's supposed to be sitting in that chair.
Yo, let me look. Especially now they got the apps. You're setting an appointment on an app now, and you're still late.
And I think one of the things that plays into that is our how do I say this? Our overall cultural thing with time.
Mm-hmm.
Is that we look at time. A lot of us look at time differently. Some of us look at time and be like, "Oh, I got time." Then we get to doing a bunch of other stuff, and then next thing you know, it's 30 minutes later. Next thing you know, it's an hour and 45 minutes later, and you like, "Damn, I've been doing this for a long time." We do not. Some people do not have that urgency or that sense of urgency when it comes to time. Me being late causes anxiety for me. Not the thumbs up.
Mm-hmm.
Being late causes anxiety for me. Having people waiting for me creates anxiety for me as well. Like I don't like people waiting for me. My sisters, if anybody has ever watched the Thomas the Train series, my sisters call me Emily. Because Emily gonna get the mail there on time. Don't nobody else call me Emily. I'm gonna just tell y'all that now. But yeah, because Emily gonna get that mail there on time. Simply because I do not like people playing with my time. Okay? So
Well, it just throws your whole day off too. Cause
it
It,
does.
it
you
does.
It
know,
does.
now I
It changes the flow and consistency of your day if you are always behind.
mhm. I'm an hour late, then that means I'm an hour late getting done. And that means by the time I get in traffic, now my gut start bubbling. I should have been home an hour ago. That way I would have been on the toilet. See,
What the
if
hell?
you late with trying to cut my son's hair, and I know, okay, I got about this amount of time, traffic ain't okay, cool. But now you done squoze in two extra
Not
heads.
squalls.
Oh, she said
Squoze.
squoze.
And now I just had some Taco Bell because I'm waiting on you to finish. And then now my stomach start bubbling. I
Cause you
gotta use the bathroom.
was
I gotta
in.
use the bathroom, partner.
I mean, by all means, that's what it's there
Was
for.
in.
Don't mess with my time.
He said I squoze in.
Cause you didn't squaz in.
Squoze in.
Um,
Squoze in.
but yeah, we definitely gotta be more mindful of how we show up when it comes to those things. And that even goes for myself. I do feel like as an entrepreneur and a business owner, I put uh a whole lot more on my plate than I should. And sometimes it causes me to not be able to keep up with everything, to not be able to step into different spaces that I would love to be able to step into. So even when it comes to like creating, I'm so hyper focused on something else over here that I have not made room for creating. I'm so hyper focused with making sure all the things are together for PGC. We moving, we grooving, we getting things out here, but I have not taken that moment to create because I still am an artist. You know what I'm saying? Outside of being all the things for PGC, I still have another business that I have not created for, but it had to take the back burner simply because something was more pressing. And so now I'm trying to find the balance, which is also a myth, but I'm trying to find some harmony in the time to be able to do all the other things. So, because it's people waiting on me to get back to it. So I plan on trying to find my way back, way back. I'm out here like Jaheim. So trying to find my way back to the things that I love, that I value, that I appreciate. But also, you know, when things get growing, that's when you really have to take a step and really go with the flow of that of the traffic. So I ain't mad at the growth. I'm just trying to find some balance in all of it.
Balance. That's the key word.
So as business owners and all of that good stuff, do you all think there are enough resources for Black business owners?
No. Uh,
If They are. I don't know where they at.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think they are. No. People, they find them, but people gatekeep them. Like you have to pay a hand.
She done took the glasses.
Listen,
Wait a minute, hold on. You ain't
listen, yo. I
you
get
ain't see
so
she took the glasses off and
I
leaned
am
in on
so
that one.
irritated with this. Like people gatekeep so bad.
Oh my god.
That gatekeeping is like, if you
It's
got
like,
on, why don't you let somebody else get on? Like I don't.
brother, how'd you do it? I'll
Yo,
tell you if you take my course for $5.99.
yeah.
Let me
And
tell
guess
you
what?
something.
The course be incomplete.
That's
Because
part
they
one.
want
You
you to
gotta
take the
you gotta
part
pay the
2 and the
part. Yeah.
part 6 and the part 15. I'm not paying you $600 every course.
Yo,
And
the
that's part
course be incomplete.
that is the part that boils my fucking blood.
Yo,
We had a
Because
key to success, but we'll tell you in part 2. And boom, that's when they cut
listen,
it
they cut
off.
the class off. And anybody have any questions? But not about the key to success, because we're gonna talk about that in what? I just spent 2 hours and 45 minutes trying to figure out the key to success, but you talking about we're gonna finish it in part 2?
Appreciate you.
yo.
But
Appreciate you
it
spending that
boils
money.
my blood so much because somebody taught you without
Exactly.
gatekeeping, without charging you, without with no, with no restrictions, with no conditions. They taught you what they knew and then wished you well on you going to do that thing, on you going to create that
And you know
flow
who it
for
probably
you.
was? It was probably somebody who was an elder who wanted to pass along their knowledge to build wealth, and you trying to capitalize off of that.
That too. But also it's like I get mentoring because mentoring is important as fuck.
Oh,
You know
but
what I'm saying?
wait.
I really wish.
Hold on. Mentoring is hard. Mentoring. Let me to find a mentor now. To ask somebody to mentor you.
Right. That's what I was getting ready to say.
Oh my
That
god.
mentoring is essential.
Mm-hmm.
Mentoring is essential. I don't give a damn what you're doing. Like currently, I'm looking for somebody to be my financial mentor when it comes to business, because that is a whole different bracket of learning and understanding. And I'm still learning to get my personal shit in order. So you think I'm gonna do both? Let me tell you, it'll be all kind of fraud, not intentionally. Okay. But
Stop applying for them PPP loans.
oh no, I ain't applying for that. I
Why
didn't.
not? Why not? Why
But
not? A lot of
when
people
it
got away for
comes to
free.
mentoring is essential. Being a mentor is essential as well.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I may not have a mentee, but the people that's on the team, I mentor them all the time. I give all kind of information away. I've given all kinds of information away, all kinds of tools and assets and skill sets and things like that. The one thing that I do not like, though, when you do those kind of things for people is that they get out here and act like they did it on their own. Like they got it out the mud. Like, boy, like they got it out the mud. Like they really got out here and built whatever it is that they're doing on their own. That's the part that behooves me, because you ain't know none of this shit. But then after you soaked up and got all of the things that you needed and that you wanted to be able to gather, you didn't gather all of your fruits and vegetables, and now you finna go out here and sell them. You done gathered all your shit from my garden. Now you about to go out here and sell them like you grew them motherfuckers yourself. What are we doing here?
Hey, they doing that in Costco, buying them plain cakes and taking them back and redecorating them.
What?
That's a good hustle.
What you talk? What?
Go look. People are going in Costco buying plain cakes and then turning around and redecorating them and selling them for twice the price. It's like birthday cakes, wedding cakes, things like that.
But okay, you know what? We don't want to talk about that right now. That is not no.
It's
I,
it's it's
it's a
it's
hustle. I
one of
get it,
those
but
things like Ubiquitous Black said that the scarcity mindset within our community is a cancer because that one thing, like people ask me for advice or information all the time, and a lot of times I give it away for free, but also some things you do have to charge for. I'm not against nobody charging for the shit that you had to pay for. You know what I'm saying? Like, I had to pay for this and I learned this, but I'm going to give it to you and I may not charge you the same amount I had to pay for it, but I'm going to charge you something. I ain't got no problem with that neither.
It's business.
But I think sometimes we put everything behind a fucking paywall. Like, girl, I just asked where you got that jacket from. Like, or everything is a big secret, because one of the things that I've seen recently on social media is somebody will do a post and it's a post of them in a jacket. Comment the word jacket so I can what? So I got the comment jacket, wait for you to send the information to my inbox, which I might not be able to see because depending on the algorithm and how they set up this inbox, it might go to spam. I might not ever get it and think that you was on some fuck shit because I didn't get it. And when you could have just put it in the caption.
Meanwhile,
But
they
everything is
capitalizing
for
off of
likes
it.
and comments, engagement, and all of
Yeah.
that kind of stuff. We y'all really not out here getting paid like that for likes, comments, and engagement. So I don't fucking know. But what I do find is that a lot of this is part of why we have an issue with being able to grow, or the ones that grow and get to the top really, really quickly, then start looking down on other people as though they are peasants, as though they are nothing, as though, why are you talking to me type stuff. Like, you do know you just peed on yourself like 3 weeks ago. And now you got a little coin. Now you don't remember that you just peed on yourself 3 weeks ago? Let's not do that. But also when it comes to how we gatekeep and how we go about doing it, a lot of us start to have this air about ourselves as though we're unteachable. Like, we are not teachable, we are not coachable, we are not adaptable, none of that. In the midst of being a part of a course or a class, or once we've got this level of success about us, a lot of us try to act like, oh, okay, I don't need nobody to tell me nothing because I know it all or because I've done it all before. And so a lot of us don't ever give the little underdog a shot either.
Yeah, we had this saying when I was in my fraternity. Get out the way, let the old heads do the work now. Get out the way, let the younger generation. One, my back hurt. I don't feel like doing this the rest of my days. So let some of these younger kids get up in here.
And
You can mentor them from afar. Let them do the heavy lifting. Let them get the credit. Because I got a saying, even at work right now, when I talk to my directors, I'm like, I don't need any credit. I don't need no more accolades. I'm trying to help you get to the point where I am so I can move on.
But also,
but I think that's the thing, though.
Because wait,
I think that's the thing, though.
You ain't got to do it publicly. But give me my motherfucking accolades, okay?
But I think that's the thing, though. Everybody does something for accolade. Like, if they can't use you as a guinea pig, they don't want to use you at all. So, like, if they can't say, "Oh, I taught him that," or "He's there," like, you have to really, really just milk somebody, like, just so they could just kiss ass. Like, I don't get it. The gatekeeping. Like, I'd rather just give up on everything. Just like, if I have to kiss your ass to get the information, I'm done with it. I don't need it.
Oh yeah, I don't do do none of that.
I don't need none of that. Like even with the financial, there's a lot of financial education that I know I had to start researching. I had to start looking up. And like I said, when I talk to Leo be like, look what I found. You know, Leo, I don't know how Leo drives and reads, but somebody needs to look out for her for that, because she be driving and reading, and I don't know how she be doing it, because she be finding out so much information while she's driving.
Like what you talking about, Willis?
First of all, I be listening to books,
Oh, okay.
not
Whatever it is, it just don't be,
reading them.
you know, she just be having some good, like, she be like, yo, look what I just found out. And just, I'm like, what the fuck?
Because I be listening to stuff.
You know, and it be on point, too. I'm like, you just learned this? Wasn't you just driving? Then you have to put the two into, I'm like, okay, you know what? It's too much. But, no, but.
First of all, don't get on here telling my business.
But I'm giving you your accolades, though.
While telling my business.
You wanted your accolades. I gave it to
you. He giving you your flowers. Now take them and put them in some water.
He needs some tact. Find some tact in how you give me my goddamn accolades, Moses. Up here just telling all my damn business.
You want too much at this point. But the point is like it's just, I don't know. For some odd reason, like you said, mentorship is important. Mm-hmm. Just the course of everything is very important in life. Like me right now, I'm more valuing people. If I find that certain people have certain knowledge base, like Doc, Leo talks about you a lot too. And sometimes one day I plan on actually reaching out to you so I could pick your brains on a couple of things as well. But you're valuable. You're the person that we really need to bubble wrap and put in the corner, because you have that knowledge base.
My knee give out and I'll crack something else.
What?
I'm sitting up here like I'm 80 years old. Let me shut up before my knee really do give out. I get your point. I get your point.
It's just the people that you need to, like. I noticed, like, my knowledge base started getting better when I started surrounding myself around better people.
Yep. So here's the thing. My approach with anything, whether that's work related, personal related, my personal experience, if I can help one person or two, but one person, they're probably going to help somebody else. Now that's two. Those two people are going to help somebody else. Now that's 4, then 8, then 16. And that's all it takes is just that one person, at least one person that you can affect in a positive manner. That legacy is going to go on. And kind of like what you said, not doing stuff for free. I don't care if I get paid for stuff like this, because somebody put it in me years ago to put me where I am today and to get me on the right track. Now, on the other hand, Leo, if you say, hey, I want to pay you as a consultant, then yeah, let's talk some figures. But if it's just day-to-day conversation, here's how I got to where I am, hard work, blah, 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 fill in the blank, all that stuff, that's for free. That's free advice. Yes, there is a struggle that's associated with it, and you're going to have to do that. And I think that's what, when we're going back to the Black businesses, where you had some elders showing their grandkids how to cook. That's if you own a restaurant. That's where all that started, because you had to learn from somewhere. You ain't had no money to go to no culinary school, but you had that passion because your grandmother taught you how to cook. Now I'm going to open up my own restaurant. And then you now teach your kids, and then they teach their kids. And now you've just built up that generational wealth. Going back to the original question, how do we get to that point? But at the same time, and I hate to bring in, what's that show called, Sweetie Pies? Don't be no ass. Don't be no jerk on TV and just to get likes and views and all that stuff. Take it, because right now, aren't they closed? They're closed down, right? The one that was in Georgia. So get to the point.
Because the son is in jail.
God,
that's probably why they closed. Oh wait, yeah, because he did embezzlement, or
he did something worse. Some form of embezzlement or something along those lines.
See, got greedy.
I think it was embezzlement, but also I think he set somebody up. I can't remember fully, but I'll look it up and
stay in your lane,
so that we're not giving false information, because that's not something I want to do.
Yeah. But the point is, stay in your lane, eat some of that humble pie, and do what you need to do to make sure that because now he just broke whatever he did. He just broke that chain of generational wealth. Because who's going to take on the spirit of the restaurant, the spirit of being a black entrepreneur? Who's going to teach his little ones that? Because I think he had a son or some kid or something. But that whole chain is broken because you got greedy. And going back to the, go ahead.
Go ahead. I
Because it
found
looked,
it. I was just like,
because
I'm gonna have
it
to
looked,
finish it.
no, it looked like it was something juicy. So I want you to go ahead. But
I got it right here, so I ain't
all right.
gonna lose it. Go ahead and finish up.
All right. So, but I mean, the point is anything going back to the whole barbershop thing. You know, if that barbershop owner now has a kid, going back to the movie Barbershop, now the kid's gonna grow up seeing his dad or a mechanic shop or something, having. Now I got to really hear it because you'll be shaking your head. You know, it's where do you pass along that? But if you get greedy, like we're about to find out, or something happened, take it away, Leo.
So it says that James Tim Norman, that was his name. When was this? Hold on. So this was in March of 23. So a couple years ago. He was sentenced to life in prison.
God,
For,
what?
for arranging the
What did
shooting
he
death
do?
of his nephew.
Oh my.
It was insurance fraud. So he for arranging the shooting death of his nephew to collect the life insurance payment. He didn't speak on his behalf at the sentencing hearing in March. In the March 2016 killing of so he killed his nephew in 2016.
Damn.
Andre Montgomery Jr., both men had started the long-running owned reality show about the family's soul food business in the St. Louis area. Several letters. They was asked for leniency. I don't know whether Tim did what he was accused and convicted of, wrote Robbie Montgomery, who is also the victim's grandmother. So that's her son. He is still the baby that I bore, and I love him as every mother involved loves their child. Girl, what?
Huh?
Wow.
Your son killed your grandbaby, and you up here like, I still love my son, though, just like everybody else. Wait. I ain't mad at you for loving your son, but
Yeah, but from behind bars. Um. Wow.
Hey to everybody that's tuning in on Instagram and Twitch. Thank y'all for tuning in. Thank y'all for joining us tonight. But there are so many instances where like I really want to know why it is so hard for people to accept us growing and building and not necessarily needing anyone else to do our thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm definitely gonna touch on these things because I saw a video was like, well, shit, I didn't know it was so many of these places. So we're talking about generational wealth. And there were so many things that throughout history that we tried to create. We were building, growing, doing. And next thing you know, the government decided, oh, no, we don't want y'all to have that. No, we don't want y'all to have that either. And one of the biggest things that we all know about was Black Wall Street. Black Wall Street was in Tulsa, Oklahoma. So it was the Greenwood District in Tulsa, Oklahoma, known as Black Wall Street, was one of the most prosperous Black communities in America in the early 1900s. It was home to Black-owned banks, businesses, theaters, hotels, and homes, created a self-sufficient economy that circulated Black dollars within the community. It was destroyed on May 31st through June 1st, 1921. A white mob attacked Black Wall Street in one of the most brutal race massacres in U.S. history. 300 Black residents were murdered. 1,000+ homes were burned, and Black businesses were looted and destroyed. The government did nothing to protect Black residents, which they never do, and no financial reparations were given to rebuild. Seneca Village, New York City,
Mm-hmm.
which most of you all know now as Central
Prospect
Park.
Park. Central Park, yes. Park.
Before Central Park existed, Seneca Village was a thriving Black community in Manhattan, New York.
Mm-hmm.
It was one of the first Black land-owning communities, and land ownership allowed Black residents to gain voting rights, because you had to be able to own something to vote back then. The village had Black churches, schools, and businesses, providing a safe and prosperous space for Black families. How was it destroyed? In 1857, the New York City government used eminent domain to seize the land and force Black families out. The city then bulldozed the entire community to make way for Central Park, and the Black landowners were never compensated, and Seneca Village was erased from history for decades, which is currently what they're continuously trying to do. They are continuously trying to erase our stories from history books and all of the things. So this is why we're here, so we can keep the information going, okay? The other one that I was looking for was
You know how that Black Wall Street massacre started?
no.
Basically, based on a lie that it said. I'm sitting here reading it. 19-year-old Black male was accused of assaulting a white girl in an elevator, and then once the mob heard that, that's how it got started.
I think she did say that in that video. One of the other ones, I thought it was on my list. One was Rosewood, Florida.
Oh yeah.
Rosewood was a self-sufficient Black town with successful businesses, landowners, and professionals, and residents had built a strong community with schools, churches, and a growing economy. A false accusation of a Black man assaulting a white woman led to the violent mob attack. Homes and businesses were burned down, and the entire town was wiped off the map. Survivors fled with nothing, and the government did not intervene to stop the destruction. One of the other ones was the Move bombing in Philly. Move was a Black liberation group focused on self-sufficiency, activism, and community building. The group lived in a communal home in West Philadelphia, promoting Black empowerment and sustainability. On May 13, 1985, the Philadelphia Police Department dropped a bomb on the Move home, killing 11 people, including children. The bombing destroyed over 60 Black-owned homes, displacing hundreds of Black residents. It was one of the only times a U.S. city government bombed its own citizens. Okay?
Yep.
On this list, there are 7 instances of when the government or when white mobs or people decided that they no longer wanted us to have what we built, what we've created, how we pulled ourselves up from our own bootstraps. But this is 7 of them. And this does not include Lake Lanier. That's the other one that I wanted to talk about, was Lake Lanier. Because that is also a thing too. And Lake Lanier, why y'all keep trying to figure out why all these people keep disappearing on that motherfucking lake, is because the water is sitting on top of the city. The city is underneath. Like, they did not bulldoze it like they did in New York. They flooded it. So the city is still there. It was people there when they flooded the shit. So y'all be wondering why these people keep disappearing in Lake Lanier? Because them ancestors said, "Oh, you look like your energy feel like." No, I'm just playing. But them ancestors said, "Oh, get your ass over here."
Down at like the piano lesson. Mm-hmm. Come
So
here.
so a total list of times that has happened throughout history, and this is just when they were destroyed by the government. So it was Black Wall Street, Rosewood, Florida, Seneca Village, New York City, the Freedmen's Bank collapse. So the Freedmen's Bank was created after the Civil War to help newly freed Black Americans build wealth. Over $57 million in deposits came from Black families, churches, and businesses. And the corruption, mismanagement, and government neglect led to the bank collapse in 1874. Black depositors lost everything, wiping out years of financial progress. The U.S. government refused to refund Black depositors, and the wealth gap grew even wider. So again, they continue to try to put the divide between us and them because of the superiority complex. The other one is the Highway System and Urban Renewal Projects, 1950 up until the present day. Okay. Many thriving Black communities in cities like Detroit, Atlanta, and Washington, D.C. were home to Black businesses, churches, and homeowners. I'm sorry. Areas like Paradise Valley, Detroit, Black Bottom, Philly, and Auburn Avenue in Atlanta were economic hubs for Black wealth. The U.S. government intentionally built highways through Black neighborhoods, displacing thousands of families and destroying businesses. Under urban renewal, also known as Negro removal, Black communities were torn down for highways, stadiums, and commercial districts. Land was seized and families were forced out, leaving generations of Black families without assets to pass down. And if we really want to be honest about it, that's what it looks like with all of these LA fires, is that they were trying to remove space and area and land so that they can do all of this BS for the Olympics or whatever, but who am I? What do I know? But that's what a lot of people are saying that it looks like. And then last but not least, the war on drugs and mass incarceration. Black communities were building financial strength post-civil rights movement, and many Black families were starting to own homes, businesses, and land. The war on drugs disproportionately targeted Black communities, leading to mass incarceration. Harsh sentencing laws like the 3 strikes rule, crack versus cocaine sentencing, which destroyed Black families and their wealth. And then generations of Black men were removed from their homes, preventing economic growth and creating cycles of poverty. So what, my friends, can we learn from this? Okay. Black wealth has always been powerful. That's what you must know. Black wealth has always been powerful, and the government has always repeatedly tried to erase it. But yet they still beg for our Black dollars, okay?
Well, of
Buying
course.
Black.
They don't want us to
We
spend
gotta
it.
buy Black.
They don't
We
want us to
have
spend it
got
in
to.
Black neighborhoods and communities, so spend it over here with us. That's what.
Yeah. We have got to learn to buy Black, okay? We have got to learn that. Because if we don't, the honest to God truth is that they will continue to try to erase us. They will continue to do everything in their power to make sure that our stories are no longer told because of deeply ingrained racism and all the other things. But making sure we are investing in land passing down wealth, and that's the key to securing our future. And then also, we must continue educating ourselves on financial literacy, group economics, and cooperative wealth building. Okay, that's how we have to do those things. But that's why having these conversations is important. That's why making sure that we are coming together as a collective and not always worried about me, mines, and I will also help us to get to the next level. If there is something that you are strong in, but I'm weak in, you teach me, and vice versa. That's how we get to the next level. Iron sharpens iron.
Each
You
one teach
sharpen
one.
me in an area, I sharpen you in an area. And then we can both be out here cutting shit up. We can both be out here cutting the fuck up. But until we decide that we are going to work collectively as a whole, as a unit, as a community, we will continue to face these problems. We will continue to navigate these systems poorly. And the other tidbit that I did not say in regards to that is taking the time to find your voice. Your voice matters. People will try to mute you in every way possible. But don't you mute yourself because of other people's unwillingness to hear you or to take the time to understand you. Okay? Never mute your voice. Never allow your voice to lose its power. It is very powerful. I don't care what you're talking about. Talk about the things that you love, because Black joy is a real thing. Black joy is something that we all can learn from and appreciate, because people on a regular basis are trying to make us forget why we need it, why we have it, why it's important. Black joy is just as important as anybody else's joy. All right. That's my little tidbit of information. I don't know what Ubiquitous Blacks is talking about that he mentored me for free. Oh, he said
I
bad
actually
advice.
believe him. I actually
Lord.
believe him on that one.
You better cut that damn camera off. And yes, crack is whack.
That's where you began the information from, Leo, from Ubiquitous.
Dropping bars over there.
I mean, I ain't gonna say that he ain't never gave me no information, cause we do be going back and forth. I ain't gonna be that person and say he ain't taught me shit. He absolutely has taught me things. Um, so yeah, I'll leave it at that. Thank you, Ubiquitous Blacks, for the many conversations that we've had in regards to the tidbits of information that you've given me over the years. I appreciate you, Bookie. Thank you so much. Yeah. So how y'all feeling? That was a lot of information.
It was a
Good way
lot
to
of
cap
information.
off
Yeah,
Black History Month.
it was a lot of information, but it needed to be said.
Mm-hmm.
It needed to be said.
So, one more thing. I need from our listeners, those that are in the comments, to tell us how you plan on investing in Black wealth. What things will you do to change the narrative, since our dollars only last 6 hours in our community? What are you going to do in order to make sure that in the grander scheme of things that our dollars start lasting a little bit longer in our communities? Because it takes a lot. And I just want to know how y'all plan to support Black businesses, or what wealth building strategies you guys would use moving forward. Um, just make sure we buy Black, invest Black, build Black. Okay. Um, entrepreneurship is key to financial independence. Okay. I know everybody be like, everybody don't have to start a business. Y'all don't. But help your Black brothers and sisters build the business with your skill sets that you have. That's what we do. You might not want to own your own business. You might want to work for somebody, but help your Black brothers and sisters with the different skill sets that you have to build their business and grow it efficiently and effectively. Because if you don't, we're going to keep falling into this cycle that we've already been in for too fucking long.
And if you want to be like Vera from Harlem Nights, she on the Black business too.
She did.
Yep.
She owned them hoes.
Yep. They wasn't done, but they counting that money.
Yep. One of my last and final thoughts in regards to this, and then I'm gonna do the information about the boycott, is that building Black wealth isn't just about money. It's about power, ownership, and creating a legacy that lasts for generations, which is why we are constantly working to build generational wealth and growth across the board. So I do have a few businesses that you can support. Okay. Let me show them to you. Okay. Hold on. Here we go. But also, yours truly is a brand ambassador for none other than Trey Bell Beauty, which is a skincare line that is the absolute bestest. It is so bomb. And I can't wait to start sharing some of my content with you all that I've started doing with Trey Bell Beauty over the last couple of weeks. It has been super amazing with using the products, learning the vision and the goal behind the brand. So I'm super grateful for that. And then also another thing that you can support is the Book Nook Book Club. Y'all can support the book club. And this month's read is Adversity for Sale. We are doing the J. Jeezy Jenkins story this month. So you can check us out. Join our Facebook group, the Fat Girl Chronicles Podcast, and we will add you to our group chat for the Book Nook Book Club. Okay. And then I came across this information in one of the book groups that I'm in. I'm going to tell y'all something else before we leave. But this is an author whose book was set to be in Target stores. His name is Frederick Joseph. The name of his book is This Thing of Ours. It was set to be in Target. He told people not to purchase his book from the pre-order sales from Target. He did not want anyone to purchase from Target. He wanted the pre-sale orders to come from his website, Barnes and Nobles, because Barnes and Nobles is still, out here supporting the people. So I am putting out a call to action and asking that you guys purchase this book, whether you find it on his website. And let me see if I can find it before we leave. I will put it in the comments so that you guys can order the book. But I definitely want you guys to support this author, support all Black authors, find a Black author to support all of those kind of things. I do not purchasing it from Amazon. We're not doing that.
But that's what you call Black Power right there, because his book's not even out. Well, I'm assuming it's not out. It's getting ready to come out, and he's telling you don't even get no pre-sales from Target. Go here. That's the
Mm-hmm.
power that he's using. He ain't even made the money yet. And see, that's what I'm talking about. Going back to the non-arrogance of some of us with businesses, with books. If you're on a contract, I get it. But hey, look, he may be on the contract. He's saying don't even get it from Target.
Here we go.
That's the
Found
power.
it. Found it. Copy. And the website is this thing of ours book.com. So you guys can go on the website and purchase the book if you would like. Because, support matters. Oh, you can purchase it at
That was a
Barnes
good
and
call of
Noble,
action.
bookshop.org, Books a Million, Hudson Booksellers. But you can go to that website and see where you can purchase the book and all of those great things. But he also has a link. Yeah, you can purchase it from any of those places. And then he also has an early copy sign up where you can get the copy of that book early. Okay. So make sure y'all support this author. My goal is to continue to support Black-owned businesses, brands, and creating a platform and space where our voices are heard regularly. We have a lot of different ways to tell our stories, and I want to make sure that we are leading the curve on that in podcast. And I know there are so many other people and so many other ways that stories are being told. So I want to make sure we do that over here. Okay. But I think that is all I have. What's on y'all brains? What's on y'all minds?
Good information.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoyed it. I learned a lot.
I'm just waiting for this thing to implode.
What thing?
I was
Whoa, whoa,
watching
whoa! What you trying to make implode? What's going on? Wait. Let's talk.
the negativity of how we got to this point of supporting Black businesses, the ending of DEI, which we really know what that means based on a couple weeks ago. Why we're doing what we're doing. And I'm not saying implode from our side. I'm saying the causes of why we got here is going to implode. We already see the effects of Target, how their stocks are being affected by it. The 28th is blackout boycott, or I don't even know the official name of it, but we're going to see the effects of that too. And it's going to implode. I've already heard that someone's starting to backtrack on there, and I want to say it was Target, but I'm not 100% sure on that. Someone is starting to backtrack on their DEI, elimination tactics, to where they're starting to see the effects of it. So slowly but surely, it's going to happen over the next 30 days. I've heard it's going to start falling apart fairly quickly.
Target is like the dude that got caught cheating. It's like, my bad. I was just playing. I ain't really love that girl.
Yeah, I love y'all. I love y'all.
I ain't really love that girl.
I love
but
you,
man.
I had sex with her. I made love to you.
Love to
you. Okay, that's Target out here in the streets.
Hey, I don't need some coupons, Target.
Walmart, I never told y'all I loved y'all.
I know. Walmart the side piece.
I loved you. Okay?
Walmart the side piece. The dude that just got out of jail for y'all female. That's who Walmart is.
Walmart.
I know what time it was.
I told y'all that I loved y'all. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But here is the information for the DEI boycott plan. The 24-hour blackout on Friday, February 28th from 12 a.m. to 11:59 p.m. This is the first step to counter the attack on DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion. Do not make any purchases. Do not shop online or in store. No Amazon, no Walmart, no Best Buy, no McDonald's and other fast food stores. No gas. I don't know about that part, Al.
Whoa, gas.
Just
Gas.
pretend like it's COVID
Maybe
lockdown.
get it
Just
on
pretend like it's
Thursday.
COVID
Get it
lockdown.
on Thursday. He said
Yeah,
on
fill up.
Friday. Get your
Fill
gas
up.
on Thursday,
So I
okay?
gotta fill up on Thursday.
Fill up on Thursday. No gas, no major retailers. Do not use credit or debit cards for non-essential spending. Try to buy all you need before Friday, February 28th. That's what I was saying. Get your shit by Thursday, okay?
Yeah.
If necessary, only buy essentials of absolutely necessary items such as food, medicine, and emergency supplies. If you must spend, only support small local businesses. So that's how we are redirecting our dollars. That's how you start to redirect your dollars. Is if you gonna spend anything on Friday, small and local and black. Okay, he don't say black on here, but I'm gonna throw that in there. Why this matters? Corporations and banks only care about their bottom line. Disrupting the economy for even one day sends a powerful message. If they don't listen, we make the next blackout longer. Our numbers are powerful, and this is how we make history. Okay? Spread the message. Share this with all of your contacts. Talk about it, post about it, document your actions that day. And we must use the power we do have and send an economic message with our numbers as did Dr. King. February 28th, the 24-hour economic blackout begins.
And y'all better not do a Walmart or Target pickup.
Look, you only lost me at gas. That's it.
That's why I said get your gas on Thursday.
You only lost me at gas.
And you'll be all right. So we are going to post this as well in the Fagor Chronicles Facebook group and also on our platforms with as also we're going to post the information that I read in regards to all the historical events that the government has taken our communities. And there is a video, I think we got some time. It's about 5 minutes long, but it is absolutely worth every minute of watching. So I want to make sure that we share this video so you guys can see. Well, it's pretty much her talking about the same thing I was talking about. I'll post it on our platform so you guys can watch it on your own time. But it was a really powerful video in regards to those things. And this is a message from Miss Diane Carroll that I want y'all to check out too.
Black is not a problem for a black person. Being black is a problem for the community that doesn't understand that you are a human being. It was not a problem for me. I had to deal with other people who had problems with it. I'm still dealing with that. But a black person doesn't have a problem. I want you to know that I feel that I would have had a different career had I not been black. And I probably would have done more films. I was very grateful when I was offered Claudine, and couldn't believe it, astonished, when I was nominated for an Academy Award as Best Actress.
Harper's Bazaar picked you as one of the 10 most beautiful women in the world. A Canadian critic described you as one of the most spectacularly beautiful women in the known universe. Do you take that sort of thing seriously? Do you treat it as a bit of a joke? Is being beautiful, in a way, a problem?
It's very nice to be thought of as being pretty, as being, it's a plus. It's nice. It's not terribly important, but it is nice to have it in your favor.
You've done so many things, Diane.
It was really the first part. Being black is not a problem. Being black is a problem to the community that does not understand that you are a human being. Okay? Continue to do all of the things that make your heart happy, especially in the current climate that we're in. That's why I'm working to find time to create, because that's what brings me joy. That's what makes my heart happy. That's what allows for my peace and for my moments of rest and regrouping and resetting. And we need to make sure we do that. We need to be mindful of how much social media we are intaking on a regular basis. We need to be mindful of how often we are allowing certain conversations to be had and how often those conversations are being had. Also, we have to learn to redirect the people that we're having conversations with if you do not have the capacity to discuss politics and all the things that are going on in the media in regards to Agent Orange and all of those things popping off. So make sure you are quote unquote protecting your peace. But we're gonna have a conversation about that word as well. That phrase as well. But continue to do all the things that bring you joy, that bring you peace, that allow for you to build community and continuously growing. Also, we ask that you guys add to our community, share our YouTube channel, subscribe to it, and also send it to a friend, join our Facebook group, do all the things to join our community, because we will continue to do our best to bring information about who we are, what we're doing, and how we as Black people can continue to move forward in this current climate. Okay? Whew. That's a lot of information, ain't it? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But I want you guys to make sure that you are learning, paying attention, growing, and all of that. Also, help us to continue to build our community out. Like I said, subscribing to our YouTube channel, joining our Facebook group, following us on social media and on Twitch as well. You fellas got any last minute tidbits?
I ain't crying no more. I'm smiling.
Is that your smile picture?
That's your smile. You need to change that, buddy. Them veneers look beautiful. Them veneers look beautiful, baby. Them veneers look beautiful.
You look like you're gonna say
But say that, sugar. Tell your grandmama.
I say that, sugar.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all I got, y'all. I feel like that was enough. I feel like that was a whole lot.
Got a lot off your shoulders. You can breathe now, huh? You know, it's like the whole month, these past 4 shows, it's like you just had to get a lot off.
Yeah, it's been heavy.
Yeah.
It's been a heavy couple of weeks, these last few weeks, but even just talking about the things we've been talking about and having these conversations have been essential, because I think a lot of platforms are still focused on the wrong shit.
The election.
I know we're supposed to talk about all the things, because we're going to talk about all the things too, and everything ain't going to be so heavy. But I also want people to understand, like, we see what's happening. We cannot skip over all the shit that's happening. So if the platforms that you're watching or the podcasts that you're engaging and indulging in don't even take a pause for the cause to talk about some of these things, they're a part of the problem. Okay? But next week, we got a special guest. And I'm pretty sure it's going to be way different than having them in the comments.
Uh-oh.
Huh?
I said, uh-oh.
Uh-oh is right, okay? So next week, we will be having a conversation about Black movies in theater, which is going to be a really, really dope conversation. But I'll put out more information in regards to that as we get closer to that day. I want to thank you all for tuning in, for joining us, for all the things, for being Black, being beautiful, being bold and proud. We want to thank y'all. We hope that you understand that the Fat Girl Chronicles is not just a podcast, but it is absolutely a movement into the direction of something truly, truly beautiful. Okay. We
It's
hope
awesome.
that you tune in next week. Catch us next Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. And you know what I always say, whatever you do for the rest of the evening and the rest of the week, y'all, don't do it with your half ass, do it with your whole ass. All right, y'all.
Whole ass
We
though?
about this thing.
The whole ass?
Peace.
We appreciate y'all. We
Arriva
love
Churchy,
y'all.
people.
And
Don't forget y'all stimulus checks come out on February 31st. Peace out.
I don't know what none of that's about, but we'll see y'all next week.
I swear to
Peace
God,
out, y'all.
I thought he really meant that. I got excited for a moment.
You gotta do it with your whole ass.